day today. I'm only going with a high for us of 22 degrees. And the reason for that is this Arctic push. I mean, we are tapping in, folks, to air directly from the Arctic Circle. There is nothing system-wise in between now and then. So take a look at this today. Record cold with widespread records from Minneapolis down to Dallas. And some of those marks today will be 45, that's right, 45 degrees below average. That's how cold this air is. Now, we're tapping into some of it, but just some. Today, 22. Notice, though, that tomorrow this starts to spread east. So I honestly don't think that we're going to get out of the teens tomorrow. In fact, there will be less records, but more cold temperatures widely spread. So Atlanta, if you've got friends in Destin, Florida, for instance, in the beautiful panhandle of Florida, it's going to be cold there again tomorrow. In fact, I don't think they're really going to warm up until the weekend. In the meantime, this is the jet stream, that river of air that separates the warm and cold. This is what you always look at, and especially the polar flow of the jet, which is dipping actually south of Indianapolis today, that upper level flow. Now look what happens as we spread into Thursday. The Arctic air continues east with this upper level low. And the cold air, again, is as far south as the panhandle of Florida with very cold temperatures. Tomorrow, we're not supposed to get out of the teens. And by the way, the average high this time of year is 41, and tomorrow in the teens. So that is a huge departure. Now, as we slowly get into the weekend, on Friday will be a little bit warmer, but still colder than average. And you see this wedge of warmer air, that is going to eventually work its way toward us. And I think certainly that'll be here by, Sunday. We should hit 40 and get back to average. And I think tomorrow, or pardon me, next week is really going to be warm. In fact, warmer than average. That is not the case today, though. That wind is really going to start to pick up, I would say, about 3 o'clock. That's also when southern Indiana and western Indiana will start to see a little snow. So we're only going to get up to 22 today. And earlier this morning, I was telling everybody, hey, cover everything, because with temperatures as cold as it was this morning, and we'll have that again tomorrow, frostbite is a possibility within 20 to 30 minutes of exposed flesh, and you certainly don't want that to happen. Tonight, it's a big game for the Indy Fuel. We'd love to see them make the playoffs. Don't know if that's going to happen, but it's always a playoff atmosphere when the Fuel hosts the Fort Wayne Comets. That's going to be at the Fishers Event Center tonight. Wonderful night for a hockey game, because it's going to be pleasant inside, and it's going to be cold with a little light snow blowing around outside. The Fuel, the puck drops at 7 o'clock tonight, a chuck-a-chuck night between the second and third period. So raise some money for Central Indy Youth Hockey by doing that and enjoy the night. Okay, let's talk about snow. I don't think we're going to get a lot out of this system that's going to come through tonight. This is one model. There are some outlooks that have us not getting much of anything. And I think this is pretty good. Maybe 3/4 of an inch of snow to an inch in places like Columbus. This is down quite a bit from the initial models that I was looking at this morning that showed just about all of us with 1 to 1.5 inches of snow. Don't think we're going to get that much, because this is going to come in a little bit later than what we had initially hoped. In fact, let's just walk you through the day. So this is 3 o'clock. This afternoon, a lot of cloud cover, a lot of cold and unpleasant weather, to be honest with you. But we'll be keeping an eye on live Doppler 13 radar in the middle of the evening. Now, when Angela's on tonight, she will be here, also on Channel 13 at WTHR.com, talking about the advent of this snow. This will get about as far north as Marion and maybe the outskirts of Fort Wayne, and it is all very light. When you see a model like this, where you see the different shades of blue, basically that indicates this is patchy in nature, and I think exactly that's what it's going to be. You'll have to be in the right place to get an inch of snow, and I think that right place would be between Indianapolis, Shelbyville, Greensburg, Columbus, and Seymour. Now let's continue to put this in motion. This is 11:30 tonight. If you are up, make sure that you watch Angela, because I think no question that this is going to be updated, either more or less snow, and she'll be talking about the prospects of us getting some snow for the morning rush hour on Thursday, Tomorrow's Thursday, and it could be slick again. You know, we had a lot more accidents this morning that certainly I had anticipated, and that was because of the snow that was on the ground and then these cold temperatures. Identical situation tomorrow. This is 6:30 in the morning. Now, by that time, you know, fingers crossed this snow is going to be out of here. But look at the winds right out of the west-northwest, and that is a cold breeze. So tomorrow, I wish I could say it, but I don't see us coming out of the teens. What we probably won't have, and with a system like this, quite often, you know, South Bend, Mishawaka, Shipshewana, Granger, Goshen, you will see lake effect snow. I just don't think there's enough moisture support for that to happen. Notice Friday night, there's a little bit of light snow that will move into Vincennes, but I really don't see that occurring here. Now, we've got a heck of a forecast coming up, and if you take tomorrow out of the equation, everything goes up. But again, today, we're going to have this snow start to move in here. I would guess probably this evening. It could come in as early as 5 or 5:30, more likely 7:30. And once it does, it will be quite steady till about 3 or 4 in the morning. We'll pick up a coating to an inch, many of you between a half an inch and an inch of snow. Tonight, we'll drop down to 5 degrees. Those flurries in the morning, get out of here. We'll see some sunshine, and that sun will not offset a very cold breeze, 19 degrees for a low. Friday morning, it's going to be cold again, but then we see a major shift. The winds are going to shift from the west to the southwest. We'll get up to 27 degrees, and that will be wonderful. And we've got a big weekend ahead. We've got sports. We've got a couple of conventions that will be coming into downtown Indianapolis, and it looks like we'll have at least some Chamber of Commerce weather. 15 degrees. For a low Saturday morning, a high 33. Remember, Lindsay Monroe will be back from vacation. She'll be here with you talking about this. And the cusp of change comes Sunday. We really need a change in this weather pattern because we've been really 2.5 weeks of below average weather. And I do think that that's going to come as we move into next week. Sunday, we're looking for a high of 40 degrees, and then the big change is these morning lows. We'll go from single digits and below zero wind chills to above freezing. 32 will be the low temperature on Monday. We'll top out at 50 degrees. Tuesday, 36 in the morning with a high of 48. Well, we've got a lot going on throughout this week, and want to remind you that tonight Sean Ash is with you on WTHR at 5 p.m. Angela will be here with you too. Sean at 4, Angela at 5, Angela at 6, Angela at 11, and she'll be talking more about this. I do think this forecast will be finessed, and changed somewhat. I'm Chuck Lofton. Thanks for watching. Hey, we're glad you're with us today. I will see you bright and early on a very cold morning on 13 Sunrise beginning at 4 a.m. tomorrow.